Gardena Officer Dixon to Staff 1 Stuart.
Officer Dixon, go ahead. This is Gardena Staff 1.
Just going to get an early check-in for myself and Natalie 308 before we're out of range of the repeater.
Alrighty, sir. Net control is the Gardena Police Department this evening. Sergeant Messina, are you there, sir?
I am, and duly noted on the early check-in for Officer Dixon and his better half. Good evening. This is Gardena Police Sergeant Brian Messina acting as net control for the Gardena Disaster Communication Service. The Gardena DCS will be holding our weekly emergency communications team net on this frequency in 5 minutes. This is GPD Sergeant Messina, control monitoring. This is Henry 203 Kenny Keller Edward Nor Edward Young for early check-in. Hawthorne Cert, Henry 203 Kenny, I have you in for an early check-in. Thank you. My approximate location is El Segundo and Venice, and I have no messages for the net. I copy that. Thank you.
This is Gardena Cert 09.
Gardena Cert 09, good.
I'm checking in early, also for Gardena Valley Baptist Church, and my approximate location is 158 and LaSalle, and I have no messages for the net.
Gardena Cert 09, copy that. I have your early check-in for you and Gardena Valley Baptist Church. Thank you. This is Sergeant Brian Messina of the Gardena Police Department acting as net control for the Gardena Disaster Communication Service. The Gardena DCS holds its weekly emergency communications team net every Monday on this frequency from 1900 hours until approximately 1915 hours. Before we begin the roll call, is there any emergency traffic for the net? Message 1. I had the opportunity to attend last week's National Night event here at the Gardena Police Department. I agree with Pastor Rob that it was an amazing event, and I appreciate everyone who came out to support us. Probably the highest turnout of a National Night event that I have been to, and I thank all the volunteers who came out and made it such a great event. Message number 2 is regarding our annual pancake breakfast that supports our canine fund. It's tentatively scheduled for the beginning of October, October 5th potentially, and we will keep you updated, but keep an eye out for that. Okay, let's begin the roll call. When your station is called, please respond back with your Gardena DCS call sign, your first name, your approximate location, and whether you have any messages for the group. And we'll begin the roll call with Los Angeles County DCS, Lomita Sheriff Station.
Yeah, this is Los Angeles County DCS, Lomita Sheriff Station.
Go ahead.
Roger, and it is County Staff 50. My name is Dean, and we don't have any traffic. We were at the Hawthorne National Night Out, and it was a success as well.
Very good. Glad we could share that success with the city of Hawthorne. And we'll continue with the City of Gardena leadership, Mayor Serta.
This is Mayor Serta. My approximate location is 139th and Ardab, and I have no messages for the net. Thank you.
No, thank you, ma'am. Councilman Cascaña. watch commander and net control, and Officer Dixon had an early check-in. Are there any other GPD members present for check-in? The Gardena Valley Baptist Church had an early check-in, and we'll move on to the Gardena Valley Assembly of God. Pastor Rob.
This is Rob Lee, Chaplain 1. I'm 184 in Evelyn. No messages for the net. And I agree with Sergeant Messina. Our National Night Out was a tremendous success. Thanks to everybody that participated.
Absolutely, couldn't have done it without everyone. Staff 1 Stuart.
Good evening, this is Staff 1 Stuart. My current location is Perky Avenue between 154th and 152nd. And I do have one message for the net, sir.
Staff 1, proceed with your message.
Thank you, Sergeant. I just want to thank you for running the net this evening and remind everybody, it's a good time to remind everybody that everybody on the team should be able to run the net. And just send me an email, and I'll put you on the schedule and make sure you're trained up. It's invaluable to be able to run the net, especially during when the big one hits, because you never know who might be injured or out of town or something. So everybody on the team has to stand up and run the net. So again, thank you, Sergeant Messina. This is Gardena Staff 1 clear.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to get some practice. Staff 3, Paul.
Staff 3. Current location, approximately Redondo Beach Boulevard and Crenshaw. I have no traffic for the net.
Thank you, Staff 3. Staff 4, Dewey. George 210, Sharp.
Good evening, Sergeant Messina. This is George 210, Char, Charles, Henry, Adam, Robert. My current location is 154 in Pergy Avenue. And first of all, I'd like to thank you for running the net this week. I tried it last week, and it was fun to do. So thanks again, and you be safe this evening. Clear.
Well, thank you very much, and we got a pretty good turnout so far. George 211, Chris.
This is George 211 Chris, approximate location 154 in Pergy Avenue. And I would like to thank you, Sergeant, for running the net and also for keeping us safe here in Gardena. Thank you very much for your service.
You are more than welcome, sir. George 212, Florence.
This is George 212 Florence, approximate location 152 in Kashmir, and I don't have anything for the net. Thank you.
Thank you for your check-in. George 214, Bill. George 215, Flo. George 216, Deb.
This is George 216, Deb, at approximately 156 in Crenshaw. I have no messages for the net. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. George 217, Mary.
This is George 217 Mary, Adam, Robert, Young, approximate location 145th in Gramercy, and I too would like to thank you for all you do for our community, and it was an awesome turnout. I'm glad the community came out to support our fabulous Gardena Police Department.
Thank you very much for the kind words, Mary. George 218, Travis.
This is George 218, Travis. I'm approximately at Western and 166th Street. I have no news for the net.
Thank you, Travis. George 222, Roy. George 224, Diane.
This is George 224, Diane, David, Ida, Adam, Nora, Edwards. My approximate location is 149th and Gramercy. I'd like to also check in for George 223, Barry. And thank you, Sergeant Messina, for running the net, and I have no messages.
It's my pleasure. I got you checked in with George 223. George 308 had an early check-in. We'll move on to Gardena Cert 01, Jose. Gardena Cert 02, Cindy.
This is Gardena Cert 02, Cindy. I'm reporting in from Western and Keddington, and I have no messages for the net.
Thank you, Cindy. Gardena Cert 04, Virginia.
This is Gardena Cert 04, Virginia, Victor, Ida, Robert, George, Ida, Nora, Ida, Adam. Approximate location 168 in Verendo, and no messages for the net, and be safe out there.
Thank you, Virginia. Gardena Cert 06, Gary.
This is Gardena Cert 06, Gary, George, Adam, Robert, Young. Approximate location is Artesia and Normandy, and I have no traffic for tonight's net. And thank you for doing the net.
Thank you, Gary. Gardena Cert 07, Mark. Gardena Cert 12, Michael.
Gardena Cert 012, Mike, Mary, Ida, Kennedy, Edward. My approximate location, Northbourne and Pacific Coast Highway. I have nothing for the net, and you're doing a very good job tonight.
Well, Mike, I appreciate that. Sounds good for so far away. Moving on to the city of Hawthorne. Hawthorne Cert Henry 201, Dennis. Hawthorne Cert Henry 203, Kenny had an early check-in. Hawthorne Cert Henry 221, Sonia.
This is Hawthorne Cert Henry 202, Jim for net control.
Henry 202, good.
Hi, Sergeant Messina. I didn't hear my call, but I am here. I'm at 135th Street and the 405 freeway approximately. And I just want to echo what everybody said about both national nights out. It was really encouraging running the table and having the CERT people there in Hawthorne and talking with Hawthorne PD and stuff like that. I think it was a great night all around for Gardena and Hawthorne. Thanks for running the net.
It's my pleasure, and I concur. I'm hoping to slide into the sergeant position for that detail. We'll see how I do. But thanks for your check-in. Hawthorne Cert Henry 222, Neil. And we'll close out with Los Angeles County T120, Wendy.
Good evening. This is Tom 120, Win Edward Noah, David Young. Crossing the location, approaching Gardena, and no message, but great job. Really love it when you're doing this. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the accolades. Maybe I'll be welcome back to do it again sometime. We had a pretty good turnout, only a few missing. Do we have any late or missed check-ins? If so, now's your time.
Johnson and Tanaka checking in approximately 162 in Western. Nothing to report, and you're doing a great job, Brian.
Well, thank you, sir. I learned from the best. Any other late or missed check-ins?
Staff 4 Dewey and George 222 Ray checking in.
Okay, I got Staff 4 Dewey And George 222, I appreciate it.
Hi, we just left the UFC gym. We don't have any messages for that, but last week's National Night Out, it was great. Went off real good. We had good representation from pretty much everybody, so it was really good.
Yeah, we were talking about that. It was amazing, and apparently Hawthorne had just as much success, so it was a good turnout. Looking forward to next year. Any other late or missed check-ins? Okay, hearing none, this has been the Gardena Disaster Communication Service Emergency Team Net. This is Sergeant Messina of the Gardena Police Department acting as net control. Our regularly scheduled net is now closed. The repeater is open for normal use, and I'll be monitoring for about the next 30 minutes for any last-minute check-ins. And thank you very much.